Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are discussing Sentinel Titan. Sentinel Titan in Void 3.0 is incredibly strong. It is arguably our best tank class we've ever seen in Destiny history. You have insane overshield uptime, you can proc Devour through some fragment and aspect builds, and you will have really good ability uptime with the usage of Heart of Inmost Light. This build can be used in any content at any level, from day 1 raids to GMs. Let's hop into the build now, so that way I can get this broken down. Alright, we're into the build portion of the video. Let's go ahead and start with the class. As you know, we are on Sentinel for this build. Our grenade choice is going to be Vortex grenades. I think Vortex grenades, as I said in my Warlock builds, I think is the best grenade right now for Void in general. So I run Vortexes. Controlled Demolition. This is part of what makes this class insane. So when you use any ability, your grenade or melee, right? As long as they're a charged version, you're going to cause the target to become volatile, which means if you deal enough damage to them, they're going to explode, right? And when they explode, they're going to grant you full health and your teammates also full health. And then also, if it's truly like it used to be, it grants you grenade and melee energy as well. We're also running Bastion. This is to let you basically have Helm Saint 14 on your super. So we even arguably better than Helm Saint 14, because if you pop your super, even people who aren't in your super will get the overshield from the bubble. And then also you get a overshield on your barricade pop, which will make it cast a slightly different barricade, but will give you a overshield on barricade pop. Our fragments are Echo of Persistence. This will let both our Devour and our overshield have longer duration. Our overshield will be 15 seconds along with our Devour, which, yes, we are running Devour on this class. You'll see how. We're running Echo of Explosion. This way any Void ability kills we get will cause the target to explode. Double explosions. And then lastly, we are running a new fragment that just came out yesterday after World's First was completed. Echo of Starvation. Picking up an Orb of Power grants Devour for a whole penalty of 10 recovery, which is why we are at 94 recovery. Alright, onto the armor. First up, we have a helmet. Our helmet is on Arc. Two reasons for this. The Shield Throw melee is really good. It's probably the best of the Void melees, in my opinion. You can throw it from a mile away. It gives you overshield on hit, not on kill. If it does kill something, it's going to give you full health. It's really good, and so I think hands-on fits really well with this class, and gives you that extra super energy pretty well. Running Harmonic Siphon, so that way our primary weapon can create orbs of power, right? We're running Seeking Will, so that way any elemental wells we do create from our grenade come straight to us. We're also running a Recov mod to grant us 90 recovery. On to our gauntlets now. Our gauntlets have a melee kickstart and volatile flow. I'm not running the volatile aspect on this fragment on this class, because I think the Devour fragment right now is better for this class. The goal of this build is to be a tank, is to need a literal nuke to kill you. And you'll see in the gameplay that's what it takes. It literally takes all the damage in the world hitting you at once to kill you. And then we have Overload SMG on, so that way I have two different ways to overload stun. You could also, if you need to, you could switch to Unstop Hand Cannon or Unstop Pulse. As long as you're running a Void one, you have Unstop, and then if you needed to switch to Anti-Barrier and you weren't running Arbalist, You can run anti-barrier scout and still have volatile rounds as long as you're on a void scout. Probably the best one would be vouchsafe, obviously. Next up we have the Heart of Inmost Light. My Heart of Inmost Light is on void. This is our exotic for today. Heart of Inmost Light is probably Titan's best exotic for ability-centric builds. It gives you insane ability cooldown as long as you're chaining your abilities. As long as you can manage your ability uptime really well, you can chain abilities extremely fast. And I don't even have this optimized the best. The goal long term would to literally live triple 100 on these 3 stats. And I'd even be willing to sacrifice to 9 recovery to get 100 resil or discipline. But I wouldn't sacrifice below 9 recov, because 8 recov feels bad to me. Though on this build I might even be willing to go to 8 recov because I have Devour, right? But that's what I would... My end goal would literally be 100, 100, and then like 60. Because you could go to 40 strength and run Radiant, and run the Arc mod that gives you 20 strength, right? On to the boots. Our boots are, if you know this channel, they're on Solar. Bountiful Wells is here, and then Recuperation. Multiple reasons why they're here. First, Solar because Recuperation. Solar because Bountiful Wells needs to be on peace. Scabs take a lot of ammo costs, take a lot of point cost on your armor, right? And being able to just slot in a recup mod for... being able to slot in a scab mod by using small, low-cost combat style and other mods here on the boots is really effective. And then also, I have a discipline mod to get me to 90 discipline. Lastly, we have a class item. The class item here is on Solar. We're running Elemental Ordnance, a Bomber, an Overload Grenade, and then a recov mod to get us to that 90 recov. Weapon-wise, the only thing I would really recommend is obviously if you have a funnel web, get it. I would use it with this build. If not, things you can use Palindrome, you can use Last Perdition, and you can use the Scout Vouchsafe from the Dreaming City. And then whatever heavy weapon you want. The 2 best heavy weapons right now for general gameplay purposes are probably G-Horn or Sleeper. Your choice. I prefer G-Horn on fast-moving targets, and I prefer Sleeper for general-purpose targets. Things where I can't easily hit consistent crits, or things that move a lot, where I have to move a lot, I prefer rockets. Otherwise, I go with linears, because linears grant me more total damage output than a rocket will. And most damage fights in this game don't need burst damage, they need sustained damage. That is all for the build section. And now we'll go back to recorded self for a couple side notes, and that'll be it for the video. Alright, that's all for the build for today. I hope everyone learned something new about Sentinel Titan and about how strong it is in the game right now. I actually truly do believe that Sentinel Titan is one of our best classes. I really do. It's up there with Well in terms of survivability. It's up there in terms of bottom Dawnblade when it comes to terms of its ability to add clear really effectively. And this isn't the only build you can do on this class. I have a couple more builds coming. One with really high super uptime using Bad Juju and Doomfang Pauldrons. You can get like 45-60 second supers. It's kind of impressive. This class is not one-dimensional, much like Void Lock isn't one-dimensional right now. This class overall is really, really good, and I hope that maybe it convinced you to give it a try if you haven't already. I think this class long-term will be a long-term standing point in GM content. Even if it's not for Ursa's block, if it's literally just for the overshield grantage. Being able to just give your teammates overshields constantly like that, even in GM level content, is huge because your teammates will suddenly now not die as often, and now you're playing a huge role in keeping them alive, right? A few notes before I go. The raid guide will be out a little later than expected. I like to run the raid a couple times on non-contest to really understand it, because the contest mode of the raid is not what you would be playing, right? I don't expect anybody who's watching my raid guide to be hopping into a contest level version. Because I don't expect people to be hopping into a master level version of the raid if they're watching a raid guide. And so I need to understand what the DPS meta is actually when we're not 20 levels under. Because our DPS meta will change. It always does. So we need to understand what the DPS meta is. We need to understand the actual fastest way to do each encounter, because I want my raid guide to be optimized so people can actually go in there and do hour-less clears. The raid guide will be out on Tuesday and Thursday. It's going to be 2 parts. The first 2 encounters in video number 1, and then the last 2 parts in video number 2. But that's all I have for everyone today. I hope everyone has enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider leaving a like on this video and subscribing to the channel if you're interested in more Sentinel builds or more Titan builds in general. Still need to cover both new Titan exotics here on the channel, though I think Lori's Splendor is a exotic in waiting, but I'll get more into that when we cover that one. But that is all for today, and goodbye.